around. Good morning. How are you today?
Very well. And yourself?
Well, I get to rule the roost today.
Oh, you haven't. Okay. So,
see, I'm gonna smile because I am having fun because I am sewing like it's my job.
It kind of is your job.
It is my job.
But you don't often. So when she says rule the roost, you may not know what that is. So rule the roost. We are our hen and chick studio.
Correct. So we do have some various puns of using, but we have decided that in 2023, when we have a public retreat, we're going to call it Rule the Roost, and a staff member is going to be able to participate 100%
for all
3 days.
Yes.
And so right now we are on day 2 of a 3-day Rule the Roost event that is a public retreat. And, it's so funny how I know how important it is to sew and what it does for me. But let me just tell you, it was fabulous. I worked on my hat hooray pattern, which is for
our sew-along.
Our sew-along. Yes, so we'll do another video on that tomorrow at some point. But it just felt so good. It felt so
Heidi,
good.
Last week you said to me, 2 thoughts here, which I know is hard to believe I have more than one thought at a time. But last week you said to me, one night you texted me like, I can't believe how much this is energizing me. And you just kept cutting and doing.
Yeah,
I cut the whole
quilt. I cut the quilt all out in one night because I was having so much fun.
And we kind of talked about that, which is the whole purpose of the Rule the Roost, the public retreat. I do want to clarify the public versus a private.
That is correct.
Bit. If you're unfamiliar with Hen and Chick Studio, we do have the retreat center upstairs, which is the nest. Therefore, you're ruling the roost on that.
Yes.
If it is a Rule the Roost event, that means it's open to anyone to come. So you can invite a friend to bring. It can be you by yourself coming, but you're gonna meet other
and you don't
people.
even have to quilt.
No, because yesterday you actually did some.
I did some photo editing because oh my gosh, this is how my life goes. Was that I was out of the store for 3 days.
Yeah.
And so isn't it funny?
It's kind of like you're having a vacation.
I am. I'm having a vacation on top of a vacation. And so last Friday, Goldie, Virginia, and I struck out on Friday morning. And we're headed to our ultimate destination was Rochester, Minnesota for a volleyball tournament, which is I take hundreds and actually thousands of photos. Yes. And so I then go through those photos and edit them and so that other families can enjoy photos of their kids, of their girls playing volleyball and stuff. And anyway, so I did that yesterday morning, and that was wonderful. That was just wonderful because to me, it is a whole different form of creativity because my goal is to get them with their hand on that ball. Focused, and then I work on the lighting and the crop of the photo to a certain extent. I can't go too in depth, or I would be there for months. Rather than if we have another volleyball tournament this weekend, so I gotta keep moving. Yeah, but it is so much fun, and I did that yesterday morning, and that was delightful.
Yeah, and so to that accord, Heidi, I'd be curious if other people are into photography, or maybe what other hobbies or side things they have besides. We know people that watch. Some of them don't even at this point. So some people are learning about it, deciding if they want to dabble in it.
That's right.
So I'd be curious, what other creative opportunities do you have?
Absolutely. And this would be a great time as we say welcome to all of you who are watching with us on Facebook or on our website. We love that. If you did not know, you can actually watch on either platform. So you can be either on our website or on Facebook. They have a little bit different. And I can see that there are a lot of ladies with us. Love that we've got Colorado, Missouri. I see Iowa. I see Minnesota. And I see friends saying hello to each other. I love it. So by all means, if you are watching this morning, we would love to know where you're watching from. As you are telling us, what Jami asked. What other kinds of forms of creativity do you like? Because there are so many.
And we are going to get to our newest Kim Diehl collection.
Yes.
So stick with us because we're getting everybody on. But the other thing, it is entertaining for us to see who is watching because, of course, we love to spread our inspiration.
Absolutely.
And to have other people's inspiration inspire other people as well as us. So when you do comment and you give us some feedback, it's fun for us to see as well.
Yes, and this is a great time to say the best thing that you can do for us is help us spread the word, and that is by sharing the post or by tagging your friends, and that those are all very important things. So I love that. Okay, one more question before we do jump into some beautiful fabrics this morning, and so on Friday.
Yeah.
When Goldie and I and Virginia and I all go on, I'll say a road trip.
It was a road trip. Girls' Day.
I am just like all of you. I love to go to quilt shops because there are no two quilt shops in this world that are exactly alike, because there is no other Heidi Kaisen that owns a hen and chick studio in any other place. You know what I mean? Every shop has its own personality, their own space. Some people, have an older building, but some people have newer buildings. Some have big buildings, some have small buildings, some, again, and then just the sheer amount of fabric that is available to us that no shop can carry even a fraction of what's available. So going into a shop, you see different things. I'm obviously traveling with two 15-year-olds. They have a different viewpoint than I do. And I love that. I love seeing the shop through their eyes. And so anyway, so we had a little road trip. So I'm gonna throw this out. So we've already started to plan our next road trip, which will be to Lawrence, Kansas. And I know we've got some Kansas people, Missouri people. I would love to know if you were going from Conrad, or think Des Moines, from Iowa down to Lawrence, Kansas. What
is there any
side
shops?
Yeah.
Doesn't even, she's willing to go off the beaten path.
Absolutely. We will go off the beaten path. And then we also want to know the other gift shops. I should have put on my new earrings this morning. I got a new
shacket.
Oh, my shacket. I should have. It's in the back. I've been wearing my new shacket.
It's the treasures you find along the way when you're shopping.
Yes, and we said many times we could have eaten our way all the way up there, because there's bakeries and coffee shops, and we always have to find a good Chinese restaurant.
Yep.
So if you know a good Chinese restaurant down in that Lawrence area, I'll take your advice on that.
But Heidi, that's what's good, and we do like that, because nothing is better than word of mouth. Like, if you know somebody has been someplace and enjoyed it, like often if you stop here, we're going to tell you, if you have an opportunity, stop at Natural Garden in Grundy Center. And Natalie is one of our good friends.
She's our friend, and we love what she serves.
Yep.
It's a coffee shop, and she's got salads and stuff.
All sorts of stuff. So, and then it helps us, or to help you, to find the little treasures if you're out and about. So help Heidi on her treasure hunt.
Absolutely. And I see people, Carolyn is still in Florida. I thought she was coming home. She's still in Florida. And we've got still in Alabama. And Marla, we have actually been to Crossroads Quilting in Cameron, Missouri, more than once on road trips, because it's just right off the interstate. Always a good place to stop. Love that. So keep those ideas coming, because again, I've even thought about, should we be going towards St. Joe? Is there anything?
Kind of going around.
Because of course we go up and down I-35, more than once. So anyway, so keep the ideas coming. Absolutely send me, post here, send me a note if you think of some place that I should be going with the girls. If there's a crumble cookie nearby, a Starbucks,
any the little mom shops.
Those are
sometimes the
those
best.
are always fun too. So anyway, okay. So we have got some great Kim Diehl fabric this morning.
And if you're unfamiliar with Kim Diehl, she comes out with and they're usually not always. The fall collection was a little bit smaller, but this is a significant sized collection. I think 32 bolts. We know we have some Kim Diehl lovers. If you're new to Kim Diehl, it is a always timeless patterns and quilt.
Absolutely.
I think.
Can I tell you my story of actually the first time I met Kim Diehl?
Yes, you may tell the story.
Because it is, she has been designing these kinds of patterns and quilts for a long time. I was the editor of American Patchwork and Quilting magazine back in the day at Better Homes and Gardens, and we ran several different contests. And in one particular contest, Kim, her quilt that was entered, won. and it was beautiful and very much in line with everything that she still does today. And I've been gone from that job for 15 years.
Yep.
So, because the girls are 15, so it's, you know, been a number of years ago. And I remember very specifically sending her a note saying, you know, so, you know, you wonder if, you kind of wonder, is she like a one quilt wonder, or does she have more depth, right? And so I said, oh, by chance, do you have any more quilt ideas? And she sent me this beautiful packet. Every single quilt in that bundle was spectacular. And again, she knows who she is as a designer. She loves what she does, and that I think comes through in all of the collections that she does, as well as the patterns. And she's still doing those kinds of things today, so that is wonderful. And in fact, let's just, for the sake of, I think, let's just I'll click this just so I can get started here. So we've got, this is a book that we have of hers, Simple Harvest, and right away you can just get the idea of you know, how beautiful it is. She does mix wool in with cotton sometimes, but I love everything that she stands for there with all of her projects and stuff. Just beautiful, beautiful things. And so anyway, so we're going to show the brand new collection called Scraps of Kindness.
And I'm going to click on the Fat Quarter Bundle right
Yep.
now.
And if you aren't familiar with the platform that we're using right now, we are using Comet Sold. So if you, like that was 102. So if you're on Facebook and you put in Sold 102, then you are going to get a notification. You add it to the cart. You go to the cart on our website and you check out. And that is just... you have to follow through all of that in order to actually have the product. Just typing in the word sold does not take care of that.
Yes. And if you happen to be on the website, it's a little, you don't have to type the comment sold. So if you're watching on that platform, it's a little bit different, but it's very self-explanatory. It's view product and add it to the cart.
Yes. And so with the Fat Quarter Bundle, now, one of the things that Kim does, not with every collection, but with a collection every year, she does what she calls a simple what not, simple what nots club. And in the club, the only way to get the patterns is through a store that has the fabrics. So we have actually printed off all of the patterns. There are 8, and just to give you like a little, I'll say, here, I'll go this way.
Show you each pattern. You can look at
right
it there.
I'll just say real quick. So cakewalk, a tisket, a tasket, a tisket, a basket, token of my affection, self-keeping, garden trug. What's a different one? Snowberries in summer. Am I back to the beginning now? Starshine. I love that one. And Sweet Nothings. There we go. I think that's it. Back to Cakewalk. Cakewalk was the first one. So those 8 patterns
are included in your purchase of the Fat Quarter Bundle, or we'll get to it in a second, the complete quilt kit option. But I'm going to click that right now too, because this contains all of the fabric that you need to create all of the 8 patterns.
That's right. Plus the binding of those 8.
But not the backing of each of them.
That's correct.
So, but I do want to take a moment. So I'm going to show you the Fat Quarter Bundle first, get a little bit closer. When the picture that comes up, it's going to show, you see little clippets of each one of them, but I want you to see the actual, and we'll take an actual photo, not just the standard, and see if I can get the lights not on, the reflection of lights on the plastic. But as you see, it's a beautiful coloring in the collection.
Oh, it's so rich. And again, the other thing I love about her collections is that they build. They build one on top of the other. So if you have Kim Diehl in your stash, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to work right in. It's going to work right in.
And then here is your quilt kit again.
So again, this is what we're calling this Scraps of Kindness Whatnot Club kit. So it has all of the fabrics that you would need. So there's quite a variety of yardages. There's half yard cuts, there's 2/3 yard cuts. I mean, it's whatever the company said. They basically totaled all the yardages together and said, this is what you need. Plus, then they're in the middle. It's like a surprise in the middle. All the 8 patterns are included in this kit. as well. And it's just, again, a gorgeous collection. I have to say, I love these kind of taupey colors.
When we open the box, it's a unique coloring that it's very pretty.
Yes.
And if you notice behind us too, when Heidi talks about that her collections tend to play very well together, this is all of our Kim Diehl's through here. So you can see, this is the new, we'll pull out them, this is some of the older collections, but they all play well together. So if you have some scraps, perfect thing I love about if you get something like this in the simple whatnots patterns, they are very small. I would say they're smaller piecey.
And let's just, for the sake of to be able to start going through them, I'm just going to pull. Do you want to pull out your favorite when you were packaging it yesterday? But I'm going to start showing the individual bolts, right? So you can start to see as I scan each of these, you're going to see them come up. All of the pieces that are in the collection. Now, if you're on our website, it's very easy to scroll back and forth to be able to see all of these pieces. But they are just, again, beautiful pieces. So have you pulled out one that's your favorite?
You just might have done. So I would I don't know that I could pick one favorite, but this one really caught my eye. And when I opened it, I said, "Wow, this is really."
I'll go back.
This is really different. The print, sometimes we see a similar print, but this one I haven't really seen before, and the color is so rich. It could go with so many different things. So from here, let's say I didn't want to do I didn't want to do a tiny piece quilt, so I want something fast. But as I was standing here looking, I mean, I could pull. It goes well with reds.
A 3-yard quilt.
Yeah, a 3-yard quilt. Of course, I love coral. So look at that.
Oh,
just a
so
very
rich.
classic. And so as I'm bringing up, and we don't know what one she's, but look at the scale of her prints makes the piecing ability to use.
Yes, I think that's the starry vines. And can they see the fact that those little, what look like red dots are really stars? Yeah. So the detail within the piece is just really pretty there.
And even the tonnage, like this, on this particular one, has kind of the yellow leaf on it, and then the other one has, let me find it, like here's the print again, and the leaf is more of the green. So again, I think this could go, you could use it if you're wanting to do Christmas or fall, but they lend themselves well to lots of different ones. And then this guy kind of adds a different dimension with the green and those leaves, a different color.
Oh yeah, it's
but
beautiful.
They play well together and give so many different
I think
options.
the one you like is called Teal Woodblock Blossoms.
Not even sure.
Yeah, that's what it is. I can see the picture. So
but 126
is that first pretty. Oh yeah, and that's the thing is, what I like, Jamie, is that they can stand alone.
Yep.
Or they can be put together. And I think when you look at the projects that Kim Diehl does, it's wonderful because she's blending in all of those
colors.
So
here's the taupey ones that Heidi was talking about. Love this color. And we know that kind of that monochromatic tone on tone, very neutral is kind of a trendy but yet classic look. So just imagine if you wanted these guys, and we've talked about this with some, if you really just wanted to do your creams, you start adding and building in some creams with it. It's hard to hold all these bolts.
Getting your work out.
Yeah.
Yes.
But hopefully you can start to see how you can play differently with them.
Oh, yeah,
this just is really pretty right now.
Isn't that pretty? It is. It's absolutely beautiful. So what we're showing there is all scraps of kindness. Again, the fat quarter bundle is $135, and that includes, is it 32?
32.
32 fat quarters plus the 8 patterns that you can only get from a shop. And then the scraps of kindness simple whatnots quilt kit is $285. There is a lot of fabric in there.
I should have waited.
Yeah, we should have waited. And anyway, and the 8 patterns are there as well. So that is just a gorgeous collection.
Absolutely.
So let's look at some of the other pieces that she does have as well. Do you want to do chocolate covered cherries?
Yeah, because this was her previous one, wasn't it?
What did I do with the? It should be. There we go. chocolate covered cherries was that the last? Yes, yes, because that was still.
Or Harvest Hill might have been.
No, that was even before.
Okay.
It gets. We even get confused as to which ones. But there is a fat quarter bundle of chocolate covered cherries. There is a beautiful free pattern, which I've just posted up there. Now, anytime you see a free downloadable pattern, it's still going to say $1 because the comment sold system doesn't like zero, because of course we're trying to sell stuff, right? So when you go to our website, it will really be $0, a free download. But just so you know, it looks like you have a $1 item.
And so with the chocolate covered cherries, one of the things that we talked about is how the collections play well together. So let me pull, or can we do that?
Yep, you can pull one of your favorites. I'm going to go again, just like I did before, and show you the chocolate covered cherry pieces that we do still have, and that we are playing with.
Yeah, and so I'm actually just going to put two up.
Yep.
So
do.
I grabbed one from the new collection and one from the older collection. Now, when they're right next to each other, it adds a couple different tonages, but when you're piecing them, so you see there's kind of a crossover of some of the colors, the warmth of it, so that you can play together. Of course, I love the coral and the chocolate covered cherries. I'm so excited for that one because the coral color. This one's cute. There's several of this, but this one, again, the details with just the tiny little dots.
Yeah, I love that little.
And it goes, again, it doesn't have to, you can expand beyond Kim Diehl's and put this with a different fabric collection.
Absolutely.
And that's the fun of what we get to do.
That's
too.
right. But the nice thing to know is that they do all really go together. So if you, it's like, say for example, you like the free pattern that goes with chocolate covered cherries. I'm going to put that back up here for a second. And you like, let's go, there we go. I think I got it. So say you like that pattern. But you maybe say, oh, I want more green in it.
Yeah. So then
or more, then you just pick the pieces. There's the clamshell piece
and I think you can probably see behind if you didn't want, it has more of this tonnage in it, but look, you could go this tonnage with it.
Browns, golds.
You can kind of mix some of them together. So, we can start making a lot of different ones.
Absolutely. Now, one of the things that we've been talking about, Jami, too, is again, she's got a great set of neutrals. And so every collection comes with a set of the creams. So in this one, they're down here in this cream colored here. There you go.
So here's this color.
Right. So this is weightlifting. Scraps of kindness. There are the 4 light pieces in there. Okay, so they're a little lighter. Maybe the ones in chocolate covered cherry are a little creamier. But again, if you're looking for some nice neutrals, then you're going to like those as well. And again, every collection, like, what do you have right there? Is that Right as Rain?
I have
chocolate covered cherries. You have some Right as Rain. So I was going to look and see if I could by chance pull out the Right as Rain cream. Here we go, cream.
I'll grab some more of them.
Crosshatch, cream dotted diamonds, cream polka dot clusters, and then her sprigged pears. And so, like, there's 4 more. If all of a sudden you needed a lot of backgrounds, because I think in a lot of her quilts you need a fair amount of background, and so therefore you've got to have those. So we do have extra of those right now because, again, even if you were thinking, hey, I'm not sure what I'm doing, if you got a half a yard of all those creams, you could end up with a very nice selection.
And again, the scale of them. What I kind of like about them, Heidi, is, of course, if you've been watching for a while, we like to use different things in our backgrounds, not just a white. But I like, again, the scale of the print is small enough, but it adds some detail. So this one actually happens to be from Harvest Hill.
Yeah, but I'm going to get
closer and see if you can see it. I don't know if you can see, but it does just have a tiny little dot in there of kind of a burnt orangish color. But again, when it's far away, you don't necessarily see that. dot, but it's that small attention to detail that makes it go.
Yep. So I'm going to do, right now I'm doing Harvest Hill. So you can see Harvest Hill had more of a, I'll say the golden, orangey, green, fall colors. We have that fat quarter bundle.
And here's 3 of the neutrals, or what I would say creams out of that. Again, great for background. Sometimes we think, oh, we can't have a print on the background. Kim Diehl's patterns definitely use them, but you can use them in other patterns as well.
That's right. Now, I do have to say, the Harvest Hill free downloadable pattern.
That one is adorable.
It is a very, very cute pattern, and love using the golds in that particular one. So again, lots of different options for the Harvest Hill. I think I got all of those. We'll come back if we need to. And then Right as Rain is a whole nother collection, and I'm going to just run through those real quick so that you can see, as Jami, I'll step out of the way so that you could see all of the pretty fabrics behind me and how they go together and what they look like. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. They're so rich. And again, the simple Whatnot Club patterns are not available unless you are buying either the Fat Quarter Bundle or the club itself, the club kit itself.
And you also mentioned, Heidi, we do not have any Right as Rain Fat Quarter Bundles left.
Correct, because we're missing.
So the yardage is what we have left of that one. We do have some, and she's already shown them, but the Harvest Hill Fat Quarter Bundle, which was a smaller collection, as well as the chocolate covered cherries, which we've shown before as well.
Yeah, and those are just absolutely gorgeous. There's also
so look, you could even combine. See how these would play well together if you wanted more variety or wanted heavier on the kind of rusty yellow mustard gold colors.
They're just absolutely gorgeous how they do all fit together. And then, there are those several free patterns. We've shown several. I did find 2 more. Sage and Sea Glass was we're out of.
Oh, yeah.
That's long gone. Long gone. But her patterns that she creates with her patterns are so good that I think it's worth pointing out that we have those 2 free patterns available for download. Now, again, they kind of have more of a green cast to them.
But you can use any color with them.
Oh, yeah. You could bring
They're just good patterns.
Very good patterns.
Now, one thing I would caution just a little bit on, if somebody's if they're looking at those patterns, they could tell by looking that it's probably smaller piecing. So probably not something that you want to do right out of the gate if you're brand new to quilting. You certainly could.
Might just take you a little bit longer.
A little bit longer, and it could seem a little daunting.
Yes. The nice thing is that her quilts are small, so at least if you're cutting those small pieces, you're not making a king-size quilt. And in fact, what are some of the sizes of those?
Yeah, and I was going to say, let's talk about that, because these are small. Her Whatnot Club, they end up pretty small. So like this one's 22 and a half by 25 and a half. So we're talking...
Yes, not very big. But again, I love it. I love that. I know, and I love the fact that it gives you that size of quilt gives you an opportunity to tuck it in a box or to put it on a table. Have it on your mantle.
Or some people have little wall hangings. Like
little
this
wall
one right here is 16 and a half by 16 and a half. Right. I want to see it. It's got to be adorable.
Yes.
So it can be deceiving when you're looking at that. If it might be big. Oh, this one's only 10 and a half by 12 and a half. So these are very small, cute little projects.
Yes.
So just something to keep in mind, though. Absolutely would never discourage anybody, because quilting does not have to be intimidating. No. And that's why I've talked to people when they're starting. It does not. It's just about the time that you take in doing and learning. Now, Stacy is learning that doing angles and points are not that bad. Right. She was I don't do, what was it? She said, I don't do points or something like that one time. But now she's doing them because she stepped out of her box with the mystery quilt.
That's right. And even those of us who've been quilting a long time, every once in a while we've got problems with something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And whoever is calling will get your call in just a minute. But it's we're so again, it's just so these are so much fun to have because they're scrappy, and the patterns could again go a long ways beyond even what it is that you're if you're creating the Kim Diehl quilts and
absolutely.
stuff. So I put back up both of the Scraps of Kindness Fat Quarter Bundle and the Scraps of Kindness Quilt Kit so that they can see those again.
And remember that the patterns are included in those.
Yes.
Just make sure that they realize that.
Absolutely. Yep. So we've had some very pretty fabrics this morning. Lots of good Kim Diehl stuff. I think, is there anything we need to review? Let me see if anybody's having any questions here. I know, I see a lot of hearts that people love what they're seeing this morning.
It's very nice. And one thing I would say is you're thinking and you're looking at some of this stuff. For some of these like fat cutter bundles and the quilt kit, the complete quilt kit, we will run out of yardage to be able to give you the complete thing. So if you are interested in that, that would be something just to bear in mind as you're thinking about it.
Absolutely.
The other thing I would say, these would be great projects if you wanted to join us for a Rule the Roost.
In the future, yes, absolutely.
Or have a private retreat and invite a couple friends.
That's right. That's right. We have no minimums at our retreat center. So literally, if you need the space and want to have a retreat of one, you can, or you can select that special friend to come with you. And we have a lot of gals that bring one or two friends, and the two or three people have a really good.
And just
good
on
time.
Monday, we had a group of 6 ladies that had never been here before, and they were only here for the day, and it was so much fun to listen to them laugh, and they had food, and it's a complete.
I think they had enough food for several days,
Yeah,
but they had fun.
But do remember, I started to say this at the beginning, I don't think I ever did, that our private retreats are strictly private. That means we will never combine you with another group.
That's correct.
If it's just you, and it's all yours.
Yep.
If it's you and 2 friends, it's
That's
three
all
of
it
you
is.
for as long as you want.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, we would love to help you be creative, whether it's at a retreat, buying a kit, or however that looks. So we certainly hope that the next time we see you, that we can help you be creative.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.